All right, what's up? My name's Sean, and I'm going to be doing 2026 NHL Playoff Predictions. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Oh, how to be a panel. Okay. All right. So first, I'll go through um my previous predictions to prove my credibility. You can call it. So okay, 2022. These were my predictions, and then this is what actually happened. So, as you can see, I could honestly had a great 2022 predictions. I predicted both Stanley Cup winners. I predicted the Avs to win, and got majority of it wrong or right. Sorry. Besides this, I got this wrong. Okay, 2023. There's these like screenshots. You can pause the video, or if you don't, Sean, I think you're lying. Okay, sure. You can text me and I'll send you my screenshot receipts with the date on it. Okay. But okay, 2023, Vegas and Panthers ended up being in the finals. I actually had Boston in the finals, and Boston winning, but still predicted Vegas being in the finals. I was right on that. 2024, this was a really good year for my predictions. This is what I predicted, and then this is what actually happened. So I basically got a perfect bracket. Besides, I had the Predators beating the Canucks, and then also I had the Stars going on the finals instead of Oilers. But yeah, almost perfect. And then 2025, this was my predictions. I actually had the Avs winning, which honestly, still looking back at it, statistics wise and what I felt, I still think the Avs could have done it. And then this was the results. I didn't have the Panthers winning going back to back, but I did have them in the Stanley Cup Finals again, which I was right on. So overall, right? So 2022, 2025 Stanley Cup final teams, the finalists, I went 5 for 8. West Conference teams, I went 6 for 8. East Conference teams, I went 5 for 8. Stanley Cup winners, in the last 4 years, I've picked two of them. So I'm 50% on picking the right um, Stanley Cup winner. So for your sports bettors, if you want to take my pick, you have a 50% chance. And if that 50% chance is better than the odds you're betting on, you should probably take it, honestly. But I don't want to condone gambling, but just for you sports bettors out there. Um, all right, let's get right into it. So, Colorado, LA Kings. Let's go there. Colorado, LA Kings. So Colorado's a super deep team. They have crazy depth and they're really fast. They picked up Nazem Kadri, Patrick Waugh, and traded switched up their D a little bit, which I think they needed. Their D last year was easy to infiltrate and work around and do like get through. Um, so they picked up Kulak. I think Brett Kulak is his name. And they're a great team, obviously a powerhouse, President Trophy winner. But I will say about the President Trophy curse is if you're the President Trophy winner, you don't win the Stanley Cup. Besides, the last time the President Trophy winner won the cup was Blackhawks 2013. So it's been 13 years. But I think that's just I don't know. It's something to note, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. LA Kings, honestly. They are a better team than people think, I will say, and they play playoff hockey. They're a good regulation team. 5-on-5 hockey, they're great. It's just overtimes they're terrible at 3-on-3s and shootouts. But thankfully there are no 3-on-3s and shootouts in the playoffs. So I think they're honestly a better team than people think. They play a box plus one type of defense. Um, Darcy Kemper could be a wall. So I think they're playing with house money too. They're playing with nothing to lose, but I still think Colorado's going to take this. Dallas, Minnesota, absolute bloodbath here. It's going to be definitely a close game or a close series. Excuse me. Um, Two powerhouse teams again. Dallas Stars, they have Tyler Seguin out for the season. They've got Hiskinen. He's going to be back, they say, but he's not going to be 100%. And then they have Rupert Hintz, which, in my opinion, Rupert Hintz is such an underrated player, extremely underrated. And so losing Rupert Hintz, which is a valuable center, debatably like the best center on their team, I think that's going to hurt them a lot. Looking at Minnesota Wild, their centers are just not that deep. And when it comes playoff time, you need good centers because still playoff times you kind of revert to old school hockey a little bit. While overall in NHL, you kind of the NHL is moving to that new school, faster, skilled type of playing, but still it's not there yet. And so you need good centers here, and I don't think they have it. Yeah, they picked up Trent. Yeah, they picked up Nick Foligno, but still, I don't know. Obviously, Hughes and Faber, both skilled defensemen, but still, I have my doubts about their defense. When it comes to actually playing defense, because I would say I'd rank Hughes at like a 5 out of 10's average defenseman in the NHL. I'm ranking him 5 out of 10 when it comes to just defense. Offense, he's 10 out of 10 in everything, even breaking out 10 out of 10. But when it comes to sheer corner battle defense or in the front of the net, 5 out of 10. They don't even have him on the PK. But anyway. I'm gonna go Dallas here. Vegas, Utah. Um, this is gonna be a fun to watch matchup. Utah is so fast, young, very speeds, very skilled team. But I don't know. Looking at Vegas, they just got Tortorelli for the coach, and they are a great team. I mean, Mitch, they haven't seen Marner on the Vegas playoff Marner Vegas. Who knows what he could be like? And I do think the Marner slander's exaggerative. He's not that bad. He's a great player, super skilled, and I don't think he was the problem when it came down to Toronto Maple Leafs. They have a great defense core. I think slightly overhyped, but still great. Aiden Hill's a great goalie. Overall solid team. Utah Mammoth, really fast, really skilled, but not much experience, and I don't think they'll be able to get past this Vegas Golden Knights because playoff hockey is completely different, but I still think it's going to be semi-close. I think Vegas in six. Edmonton Oilers, Anaheim Ducks. If you, again, like the sports bet, pick the over on goals, pick the over on points with any of these players. This is going to be a shootout. It's going to be such an entertaining series. And by the way, the first game is at noon. It's at 11:30 a.m. So this is before obviously any of the games happening. Edmonton Oilers and Anaheim Ducks. Super skilled teams. McDavid, oh my gosh, he's gonna be so good and so much playoff experience now. Um, I think it's Edmonton's year. They say, oh, Draisaitl is gonna be hurt. Yeah, he's gonna be hurt, but you know what? They say he's gonna be back come first game, and I think he's gonna be able to play through his injury. I hope. But great team. They're honestly in history in like years past. Statistically, they haven't been as deep with their third and fourth line, but still, I think they're a great team. You cannot count out McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, great players. And honestly, those are the guys you want sports bet because they're not as obvious. Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, because they're on the PP and Hyman plays with McDavid, and McDavid makes players just so much better. So that's something to note. Anaheim Ducks, great blend of veterans and young players, but overall young. They have some playoff experience, but you know what? Great team here. So entertaining. Their defense is very aggressive, which I love in the regular season. But when it comes to playoff time, I hope they don't play that aggressive type of defense, especially with Edmonton. Um, but we'll see. But I can't bet against Edmonton. They've been Stanley Cup finalists the last 2 years. You can't count that out. So all right, we're gonna go Avs in five, Dallas in seven, Vegas in six, Edmonton in six. Colorado, Dallas, again, going to be a great series, but I think Dallas is it's going to be hard to recover from that Minnesota team. And I want to say Avs. I got to go with the Avs. Vegas, Edmonton, it's going to be closer. I think it's going to be seven, but I got to give it with Edmonton again. Um, I think it's Edmonton's year. And this, statistics and everything tells me Avs. But there's some small thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my gut feeling. Maybe it's my heart. I don't know what it is, but I want Edmonton, and I think it's going to be Edmonton in the finals. They've been there the last 2 years. Why not now? So going in the West, right? Buffalo, Boston. Let's pull that up. Buffalo. Sabres. No one thought they'd have this legacy season that they had. They're honestly one watching them because I didn't either, and I was like, you know what, I need to watch. Um, I gotta watch a couple Buffalo games. They are four lines deep, goals spread out. Besides maybe Tage Thompson, but even then, their goal distribution is very spread out. They don't need to rely on one player. Extremely good, talented team. They work hard, forecheck hard, backcheck hard. Their defense is great. I'm actually a high fan of Buffalo. I love Buffalo. They're awesome. Bruins, another great team. Pastrnak, great winner, maybe top three, probably top three. Um, and their defense is really good too. I like Lindholm. He's underrated. Swayman's a good goalie. They're a great team all around, but I gotta give Sabres the edge here. Tampa Bay, Montreal. This is gonna be a bloodbath again. Two teams that you could see in the Stanley Cup Finals. So talented, so you know, just overall such great ran organizations. Um, Super fun to watch teams. This is gonna be a series that's so entertaining, so entertaining. But I was ha I was fortunate enough to see Tampa actually live when they're playing the San Jose Sharks, and just see it live. They're such a great team. They're so deep. They have so much experience. They have Corey Perry, and Corey Perry's been at the Stanley Cup Finals like every year now. Seems like JJ Moser, underrated defenseman. Chernak, underrated defenseman. Vasilevsky, so big, so experienced. He's gonna show up, and he's a guy that he's gonna be a great player and goalie. Canadians, debatably the best line this season. Suzuki, Caulfield, Slavkovsky, so skilled, so fast, just so skilled, and they're a skilled team. Their offense is so entertaining to watch. So much skill here, but their defense is what I worry about. They don't have Noah Dobson, and because he's out. Lane Hudson, I'm worried about him too. We'll see how he does. Yeah, I their defense for me, I'm just not confident in, especially when you're going against Tampa. Give me Tampa. Carolina, Ottawa. So the best team in the Eastern Conference versus the wild card two. Oh, it's gonna be Carolina. I honestly think it's going to be closer than anyone thinks. Ottawa has been such a great team this last month and a half stretch. Um, the only thing about Ottawa is they're honestly goaltending. They have a great offense. Tim Stutzel, underrated. Kachuk, they have a like an old school type of hockey, which correlates to playoff hockey so well. And Sanderson, Shabar are coming back from injury. Elias Yomark, he won the Vezina. He fully won the Vezina. So we could see that, and I hope we do. And if Olmark lives up to that Vezina type of Olmark, I think I honestly might give it to the Senators. Because Carolina on paper, they're the gold standard team. They're great. They're a great team. Whatever. Defense, offense, all around. But I've watched a couple Carolina games where they just get manhandled. Where it was games that were like playoff hockey. Give me Ottawa in seven. Give me Ottawa in seven. Um, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. This is a matchup I don't know much about, seriously. So if you disagree on me with this, don't feel like you are picking the wrong thing because you might be right, I might be wrong, right, with this one. With actually, yeah. But Philadelphia, I mean, a couple of their players had, legacy seasons this year. Ziger has been playing great. Konechny has been playing great. Travis Sanheim, Jamie Drysdale are great defensemen. I don't know about Ristolainen. I think, oh, he's really good too. Um, so they're a good team. They've been on a heater too the last like month. So they're a young team, fast team, good for them, right? Pittsburgh, can't bet. You can't bet against Crosby, Sid the middle-aged man. Absolute, just such a great player, legacy player. And he owns Philadelphia his whole career. And then we got Evgeny Malkin, and then we've got some great young players here too, like Kindle and a couple others. Eric Carlson, really shaky. I think he's gonna not be good when it comes down to defense, but when it comes down to offense, he's gonna be good. Um, there is a couple holes in their defense, but you know what? Especially with Skinner as goalie. But I'm gonna have to go with Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. So we're gonna go Buffalo in six, maybe seven. Uh, Tampa 6 or 7 again. We're gonna go 7 and then 6. Ah, 7. We go here. Ottawa 7. Pittsburgh 6. Um, and I will say, with these playoff predictions, I've watched the most hockey this year out of all these four, but I honestly I'm not as confident as years prior because there's just so many good teams, especially this matchup here. I don't know which way it's gonna go. I want to go with Buffalo, but I gotta go Tampa here. Here I'm gonna go Ottawa. I think Ottawa coming off that Carolina one, they're gonna be fired up, and I'm gonna give it Ottawa. Now, I'm worried because Ottawa might sneak this somehow, but Tampa playing Montreal and then Buffalo, they're gonna be tired. But you know what? Give me Tampa. And we're gonna go Edmonton just with my that feeling. I don't know what it is. It's a heart. Maybe it's my gut feeling. I don't know. But give me Edmonton Oilers. McDavid gets it done. Proves all the haters wrong. Give me what, 26 goals? And then submit Bracky. All right. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thank you for watching. I try to keep this shorter than last time because people got mad at me. But yeah, have a good one. Thank you for watching.